Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to yet another reaction video. If you're new here for the first time, my name is TMR and over here we talk reactions and reviews. What's goody everyone? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another reaction video. So today you guys, before we get started, today's Wednesday, so you know what we already do. Shout out Wednesdays, y'all, and I have a channel I want to shout out to you guys. And y'all, I'm really excited to shout this young lady's channel out because when I tell you she is beautiful, she is beautiful, okay? So this channel is called XOXO Candy Nicole, and Miss Candy Nicole has just opened up a new lash studio, you guys. So she has a video where she is showing us around her new lash studio. I love it to see my black women being entrepreneurs, and I want to show y'all a little clip of that right here.
A studio tour today. There are still a few things that I'm waiting on that I ordered, so I'll explain to you what I'm waiting on. So it's not fully complete, but it pretty much is done. Like I said, just waiting on a few minor things, but let's get right into it. Okay, we're going to start with my makeup area. So I do lashes, brow tint, face waxing, makeup, and we'll have a few more services added on soon. I also do lash lift and tint, and I do brow lamination. So the new services will be obviously facials and stuff like that because I'm in aesthetic school right now. So here I have...
She's also in school for aesthetics, so Miss Candy got it going on over there, all right? So she also has, you guys, other things that she do on her channel. She does lifestyle vlogging, she does reviews, she do some day in her life. Candy Nicole is also a mom, so she shows us a little bit of her mom life. And y'all, right now, Miss Candy Nicole has 53 subscribers, and y'all, I know we can do it, okay? We can get sis up at least to 150, okay? So I challenge y'all to go over there, check out her content, and subscribe to her channel and help support another sister on the platform. At the end of the day, you guys, we all need help. We all need uplifted. I also want to guide you on over to Miss Candy Nicole's Instagram, and her Instagram name is called Deluxe Studio Candy. So y'all go check your girl out. She has all her beats over there on her Instagram, y'all, and this Instagram is for her business. So y'all make sure y'all go over there and check Miss XOXO Candy Nicole out. Make sure y'all let her know down below. Show her love. Let her know that TMR sent you, okay? And we are all here to support. So make sure y'all go support XOXO Candy Nicole. And if you are a person who's trying to get a YouTube channel going and you want to shout out, you make sure you DM me on Instagram at tashamarieTMR, and I most definitely will let you know how to get that going. All right, you guys. So now that we got that out the way, let's get on to this. All right, y'all. So we got another sis that needs help. And you already know when we do our sis needs help, we make sure we keep our sis anonymous, okay? But this sis reached out to me and she said, TMR, I need your advice. So I said, okay, sis, let me go ahead and talk about it on the channel with my other sis, okay? And some of my bros, but most definitely all my sis, so we can get together and help this sis out. So y'all, this is a long one, okay? This is a long one. Sis was a little long-winded on this email, but it's okay. TMR gonna listen. She gonna tell you what she think anyway, all right? So you guys, as I'm reading, I most definitely will leave it up on the screen so y'all can follow along with me. Like I said, y'all, I might have to make this a part 2. I don't know, because sis sent 3 emails, so we gonna see what we can do. So it starts off by saying, good morning, Tasha. I'm so happy you offered to help people with advice because I have been wanting to talk to you personally for a while. First of all, I love your videos. Thanks, sis. And I watch all of them. This is going to be a long email. I remarried my first husband last year. We were first together over 20 years ago, and we have a 23-year-old daughter. We were together for 9 years. We would have been married 20 years this year if they would have stayed together when they got together the first time. But he was abusive, and I left him in 2002. Got married to someone else, had other kids, etc. 16 years passed, and his grandmother, whom spoiled him, to death, spoiled him passed away in the year 2000 something. He had tried to come back to me in 2009, and I didn't give him a chance. He moved down with his mother in 2009 when I left him in 2002. I didn't talk to him again until 2009 because he did a lot of things to hurt me. We got back in touch and stayed in touch until he came back to me in 2018. 2018, he says his mother put him out of her house. He said he changed, and I thought, well, 16 years passed. It's possible for a person to change. So he was sleeping in his car, he claimed. He says he was dealing with a woman who had a house, etc., and he didn't like her like that, so he decided to sleep in his car. Okay. The woman said she caught him with another woman in her house, and he lied so much, that's why he was sleeping in his car. So, y'all, he said he was sleeping in the car because he didn't like the woman he had met, but the woman said, nah, because I caught you slipping and dipping in my house, and that's why you was sleeping in your car, because I put your ninja tail out. So, in 2018, I sent for him, oh, sis, to come back. We got remarried last year in June. A woman called me in December to tell me he was sleeping with her. So this is another woman, y'all. He was also accused of sleeping with other women and having another girlfriend in 2018 after he got here. So since he been there, y'all, and they got remarried, he been slipping and dipping again. He is the type of person, it's okay for him to have a lot of female friends, and I have male friends whom nothing ever happened between us. But he said that they liked me or something happened that didn't. He's met a lot of people up here, female and guys. He put them before me. If I asked him to do something for me, he wouldn't do it, or I had to wait for a while. Someone else asked, he let out and went and did whatever. I don't know what that means. I've caught him talking to his ex-girlfriend a few times. The one he says he didn't like that. Since he been back, he's torn up my car. He's torn up 2 of my cars. 2, y'all. He's torn up 2 of her cars. One was intentionally when we were together for 9 years. So he tore up a car 9 years ago. And the second time was a week after he got here. I bought a truck from a friend of ours a week after the accident he had, and I was going to sell it to get the car I wanted, but my husband talked me out of it. He really wanted it, so I gave it to him. Afterwards, he wouldn't ever let me drive it. So since you bought a car for you, he talked you out of selling it so you could get what you really wanted, and then you kept the car. You let him drive it, but then he wouldn't let you drive it. Okay. Afterwards, he wouldn't ever let me drive it. Our daughter left her car for me to use because when he came back here, she moved out. I drove her car a few times. The truck broke down. He jumped in her car. He had something fixed on our daughter's car, and he let the truck sitting. He would alternate using both cars to go to work and out with friends, and he would leave me and my other 2 kids in the house. Anytime I told him to give me the keys, he would say it's something wrong with the car, which there would be, but it didn't stop him from going wherever he wanted to go. He would tell me he would take me where I wanted to go or needed to go, or he wouldn't get whatever I want himself. Mind you, I have 1 speeding ticket and 3 warnings for speeding. I've never had a car accident or my license taken. I've been driving for 25 years, but he's torn up tons of cars. He's torn up his car, and he was sleeping in before he came back in 2018. His license was suspended. In 2018 and 2019, the kids and I walked until I rented a car from Lyft. My husband kept the car full of gas. I didn't have to work or anything, but I was fed up. He has stayed out all night. and wouldn't answer the phone. I was going to start doing the same thing myself. I stayed the night with my best friend and her family. He said I was with the guy and said he wasn't with another woman when he was out and not answering the phone. In April of this year, I caught him texting his ex-girlfriend from my daughter's phone. He never stopped talking to the woman. Y'all, we talking about the woman that he was with a while back, the one that he was sleeping in his car. She said she caught him cheating in her house. He would comment and like everything on his page, I'm assuming his Facebook page, and he would like her pictures and make inappropriate statements she made on her page. She said, guys, would you prefer Sunday night football or getting your meat washed? My husband was one of the guys who liked it. I thought it was disrespectful for him to still be communicating with her. That's my opinion, in my opinion. But in April, we were arguing and I saw where she texted him from Messenger and I put him out. He didn't take his clothes. They were in the trunk. We were already arguing the night before and he packed his clothes. He used to do that a lot. He would threaten to leave anytime I spoke my mind and he didn't like it. I'm outspoken and I'll never change. But he tried to come back in May, and last month he told our friend he had nowhere else to go and he was going to come back to my house. When he left here, he changed his address to the ex-girlfriend house. His license always had her address on it. He says he couldn't change it to my address because the DMV would have kept it. But since he's been gone, him and his ex, I guess, been getting into it because they won't be Facebook friends, and they would be after a few days. I don't know why I feel sad at times. Maybe it's because I wanted things to work, but it didn't seem like he did. He wouldn't block her on Facebook, but he blocked me because I asked him why he kept liking this other woman page and he stopped liking my pictures. I'm sorry this is so long, but what would you do? First of all, I do apologize, y'all. That was a really long email, and there's two more parts. I'm going to try to get it out all in one video, but I'm going to say this. First of all, when you said you guys were married the first time for so many years, you had a daughter. And you said y'all had issues and y'all broke up, okay? You said you were separated from this man for 16 years and you married someone else and had children with him. Now, you didn't mention what happened with that relationship, but yet you said you went back to your first husband that you had your first child by. And sis, I'm going to be real honest with you. It sounds like you got a whole man child over there because you said that he was living with his grandmother, right? And then his grandmother passed away. And then he went to go live with his mama. Then his mama put him out, okay? And then he went to go live with some other woman. And it just sounds like this man doesn't know how to respect women. The grandmother, the mother, and this ex-girlfriend that he keeps making relevant in y'all life. You said that you married this man, last year? And since he's been back, he's caused you turmoil and conflict. Sis, I'm going to be honest with you, and I'm going to just say this up front. Y'all relationship sounds very immature, okay? For y'all to have a child that's 23 years old, I mean, I don't know how old you are, you didn't say, but it just sounds like, sis, what you're dealing with this man should be above your maturity level by now. Because it sounds like this man doesn't want to grow up. It sounds like he's the type of man that allows women to take care of him, and he uses his manhood, if you know what I mean, to get his way, sis. And obviously that's not how it should be. Now, you got to decide for you what you want with your life, because you got to remember, sis, you're raising children. You have a 23-year-old daughter, and you say you got two other kids. You didn't say their sexes, but however, they could be boys or girls. However, you need to show your children how to have a healthy relationship. I'm going to be honest with you, sis. What you doing with this man, sis, that's not healthy at all. Because at the end of the day, you say this man keep tearing up all your cars, but yet you keep giving him the keys. At this point, sis, it's like, who the fool, you or him? Because he can't be dumb for receiving what you keep giving him when you know you don't need to be giving it to him anyway. But I think you're doing it because you're trying to keep him happy. You're trying to keep him around, but yet you're emailing me complaining about all the things that he's doing. But obviously, sis, you're accepting this behavior because you're going through it. So at this point, you need to understand, sis, what's your worth? Are you worth anything? Because listening to what you're saying in this email, sis, it sounds like you don't think you're worth too much or anything. Sis, you're arguing with a man about what he's liking on Facebook. Yes, sis, that grown folks shouldn't do that. I'm going to just say that. Grown folks shouldn't do that. At the end of the day, what y'all need to be worrying about is how to build your relationship, how to get to know each other, to better your finances, you know? Because since if you said that you had to go buy a car from Lyft, then maybe there's some money issues, and y'all could be working on that. But since you rather argue with this man about what he's liking on Facebook instead of arguing with this man about stuff that should be a little bit more important to you, as far as your feelings, your emotions, as far as him being a role model in that house for the children that you still have there, and including your adult daughter. You know, you got to think about it. If your adult daughter meets someone like your husband, sis, what advice are you going to give her? You're going to obviously give her the advice to know her self-worth and don't let no man run over you. But how can you give her that advice when, sis, you are literally the replica of what you're going to tell her not to do? So you have to practice what you preach. And if you're going to preach it, sis, you gotta practice it. All right, y'all. So that was a lot, wasn't it? It was a whole lot. And I appreciate you holding on to me for as long as you have. But we're getting to the end of this email. So she also says, sorry for the long email, but he made me feel like a roommate and not a wife. He worked and paid the bills. He would cook sometimes, but he wouldn't help around the house. I have cleaning OCD. I was diagnosed by a doctor over 10 years ago. And my husband wouldn't take off his shoes by the door or wash his hands when he came in from outside. After we split up, a friend he met out here, he's like a brother to us. He came over and I told him why he wasn't here. He knew about him cheating on me on Christmas. I believe the woman because she knows something intimate about him that only someone who was intimate with him would know. But I told our friend how he wouldn't let me drive the truck I gave him or our daughter's car. Says he asked my husband, why can't your wife drive? People see you driving and they'll see your wife driving too. Said my husband told him, no, she's not driving my car and the car isn't his. I let my husband drive all my cars. He's very arrogant. He is a narcissist. He only mostly posts pictures of himself. He had a few of me and the kids. He never liked taking pictures together with me. He took down the picture of me and him the day we were married, and he has his status as single on Facebook. I told him a while ago I would think he was single because he didn't post too much about us, me or the kids. Anyways, how would you feel? When we were first together many years ago, he didn't put his friends first. He did this time around. Even the people he just met here came first. Last year, he introduced one of our other longtime friends to our new friend. I said came by after we broke up in April. So the friend that came over to talk to her after they broke up, he introduced somebody to him. He introduced them to each other. We were on the west side of Chicago. The kids and I were hungry. I asked him 3 times to go with us to get something to eat, and he said he didn't want to leave our longtime friend with the new friend by himself. And I said, so you're willing to send your wife and kids off alone on a dangerous part of town to sit here and protect another man? There's a lot of instances where friends he just met here come first, didn't think he put them first. Sis, look, I don't know what you holding on to, but it's obvious, sis. When y'all broke up years ago, there was a reason why y'all broke up. And I know you said you feel like because it's been 16 years, you felt like maybe he has changed because it's been 16 years. Since the only thing that changed, it sounds like, was the days on the calendar. But it sounds like the man that you dated and married years ago and then divorced for whatever the reasons are is still the same man, since he's just gained some years on his age. It sounds like you say he's a narcissist and he's this and he's that. Well, sis, it sounds like these are the qualities that you like in a man, because if those were the qualities that you didn't like in a man, you wouldn't be dealing with him. Going to the friend, telling a friend how he's dogging you out is not going to make him treat you any better. To be quite honest with you, it just makes you appear to be weak, right? Because you have to be the one to stand for yourself. You can't expect your longtime friend to stand up for you to your husband, since you got to stand up to your husband for yourself. And if your husband's not willing to listen, like you're saying that your husband is on Facebook acting like he's a single man, but yet he's laying in the bed with you every night acting like he's a married man. So it sounds like he wants to be married when it's convenient for him, but when he's out in public, it's not convenient for him to be married. Sis, I'm going to be honest with you. You wasting all your time. You know, at the end of the day, we are not getting any younger. We are most definitely getting older. And you need to be with a man that you don't have to write emails like this to someone, because obviously the things that he's doing is really bothering you, but you're not trying to stop it, right? And how you stop it is you say you put him out, sis, you keep him out and you go on about your business. Because when you allow a person to treat you one type of way, that's the way they're always going to treat you, because that's the way you allowed. You can't expect for somebody to dog you out and then one day you say, stop dogging me out. You treated me so horrible, and you expect for them to have an epiphany and they just all of a sudden treat you right. At the end of the day, you're treated by the way you allow people to treat you. And if you allow people to treat you like dirt, or if you allow people to misuse you and abuse you, then that's what happens. When you continue to stay in that behavior, since that's the behavior that's always going to happen. Be honest with you. If you don't like how he's treating you, then it's up to you to make the decision to either exit stage left or stay where you at. Because I'm going to be honest. If you're not going to remove yourself from that situation, then since there's no need about talking about it with me, your best friend, or your family friend you have, or anybody else, sis. Because at the end of the day, it makes you appear to be a very weak woman. And obviously I don't know you, but if you found the courage to address me, to ask my advice about the situation that you're in, it just makes me feel that you are a strong woman and you just loving this man more than you're loving yourself. And I'm not saying you don't love yourself, but if you truly felt like you deserved more, sis, you would have more. You most definitely will. Y'all let me know down below what y'all think about what this sis is going through. Do y'all think they should go through counseling? Me personally, I think they're beyond the counseling stage. I just feel like this man is a man child and he's not going to do right because he hasn't met the right woman to demand the right respect. And sis, I know that's your husband. Sis, you're not showing this man how he needs to treat you. You're allowing his illicit behavior to be what happens, the way everything should go. You're not redirecting. You're not standing up for yourself. Although you say you're a very boisterous person, but sis, it doesn't sound like it when you give us these examples of how he's treating you and how you allowed that treatment to keep continuing to go on. But y'all drop down in the comments. Y'all let your sis know what you feel like she needs to do. Y'all tell me what y'all think this sis is going through. I mean, obviously, y'all, there are people out here going through this. I mean, this woman is saying that her husband treats her like a roommate instead of a wife. Y'all let me know if that means that do they need to go counseling, or does she need to just go on about her business? You want to be featured on Dear TMR. Remember, sis, you're always anonymous on this channel. Make sure you email me tashamarieTMR@gmail.com, or hit me up on IG at tashamarieTMR. Thank you so much for coming and watching this video. Make sure you leave your comments down below, and I most definitely will see y'all in the next video. Remember, you guys, sub what you love. Bye-bye.